as you are watching the SEC on ESPN. And welcome to Davis Wade Stadium, Scott Field, on what we like to say in the South, a smoking hot day. It is going to be upwards of 100 degrees today on this turf here in Starkville, but Mississippi State trying to remain unbeaten against the 1-1 Huskies from Northern Illinois. The MAC beating the SEC on this Saturday afternoon. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is former Texas Longhorn running back Fozzie Whitaker. Morgan Uber is down on the sidelines. We'll join her in just a moment. But Fozzie, let's start with Mississippi State, because being in town for a few days now, there seems to be a buzz about this team. And I know it's a long season, but hey, they're 3-0 for the first time since 2018. They're finally got something to cheer about. What's going on?
It's been a complete 180 from last year. Obviously, we saw the struggles that they went through. But this year, Jeff Lebby says it's a routine. We know what to expect, and our players have believed. And we're starting to see that belief as this team now has gone undefeated, 3-0, and playing like a really good football team.
Well, they got a guy under center who they can certainly believe in. Blake Shapen has really been a difference for this team. Didn't get to see a lot of him last year. He got hurt in game number 4, but he is healthy, and he looks awesome.
Absolutely. Blake has been on fire. You talk about the vertical passing game. This is what Mississippi State does very well. One of the best in the country, and it's all because of the placement that Blake Shapen is able to put the ball. Whenever he is on, locked in, poised, and on time with his rhythm, he's playing at an elite level. And you want to talk about Goku Ultra Instinct? That's what Blake Shapen is for this Mississippi State offense.
Saying around here is score from far, also fast and far. How about Blake Shapen with 5 touchdown passes of 45 or more yards? This offense is looking like Jeff Lebby wants it to look. Now, of course, SEC play next week with Tennessee in town. We'll see how it holds up then, but right now it looks good with number 2 running the show. For more on Blake, let's go down to Morgan.
Well, it was week 4 when quarterback Blake Shapen went down with that season-ending shoulder injury. Coach Lebby telling us yesterday what sets his quarterback apart. It's his edge and his competitive spirit. Even when he was out with injury, he was still in that quarterback room, constantly growing his game. And at this point right now, the language he can speak with Coach Lebby, the grasp of this offense, and understanding protections is far beyond where it was last season. Shapen telling me he experienced a total perspective shift with the new appreciation and passion for the game. And you see it in the way that he commands this explosive offense through the first 3 weeks, guys.
Just exudes confidence, and he'll have to be confident today to get this offense going against what is a really, really good defensive unit. Thomas Hammock, the head coach, this is a group that relies on their defense. Their offense hasn't been there yet. What makes them so successful defensively?
Yeah, ultimately, Thomas Hammock has held his hat on good defensive play. They play sound football and don't give up points. They are tough in the red zone, and that's why the defense of Northern Illinois is the one to look out for.
They give up just 18 points a game, just 74 yards rushing today. Bulldog fans hoping they can push this out to a 4-0 record, and Tennessee rolls in here next week. But Northern Illinois has done this before. 3 of the last 4 years, they have knocked off a Power 4 team. Northern Illinois won the toss. They elected to receive the opening kick. It'll bounce into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. That's the first time in 19 games that Mississippi State won't get the football first.
That's incredible. Receiving it, Devion Reynolds is obviously a talented player, but here's the offense for Northern Illinois, Dave. What are we looking out for with him?
Josh Holst, who is 6'4", 204, the redshirt sophomore. He has completed 65% of his passes, but the deal is they have not gone down the field with passes. It has been a short passing game. They've relied on the running backs. They're going to have to find a way to get the ball downfield today.
Picking up first downs is going to be critical to keep this offense on the field.
They'll hand it off to Shavon Wright, who's met after a gain of 2. This Mississippi State defense allowing just 12 points a game through 3 contests, 263 total yards, holding opponents to 35% on third downs. It has been a remarkable change defensively from what it looked like a year ago. So split backs, Telly Johnson, Shavon Wright alongside Josh Holst. And there's some movement up front. Hayden Tweedy, the left guard, a transfer in from Wayne State.
See the Cowbells already making an impact. Thomas Hammock talked about how they've played that throughout practice to try to prepare themselves for it. still having some of the mishaps pre-snap
He's-
for the Northern Illinois offense.
He said he had all the cowbell he could handle up in DeKalb, Illinois. I don't even think you can replicate that at practice, what it sounds like in person. Again, Wright Johnson in the backfield. They will give it to Johnson. Has a hole. He's across the 40. First down and still on his feet. Hurdles a man to the 45 of Mississippi State. Nick Mitchell finally drags him down, but a huge run of 33 yards.
Telly Johnson is the guy that's made this engine go from an explosive standpoint. Running back on the left, reading his hole, pressing the heels of the offensive lineman. But then what makes him so special is once he sees it, he bursts and then is able to break tackles. Had a really big game last week against Maryland, or 2 weeks ago whenever they played. You see him starting off now, getting the offense with their first down.
From the 45 of Mississippi State. They'll play fake it, bootleg it near side, wide open. That'll be a gain inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. So that'll bring up a second down and short after an 8-yard pickup. Jalen Poe catching that out in the flat. Nobody was out there with him.
Yeah, that's what happens if you're able to run the ball and pop the defense. They got to play a little bit looser and respect the run game a little bit earlier. And you use the play action to your advantage to get guys out on the edge, picking up a big first down to stay efficient.
Javon Wright. The move to the right side of Holst. They'll swing it out to Rogers. He turns the corner with a first down. He's bumped out of bounds. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Manning able to push him out of bounds, but another chunk of yardage. That's 13 more yards.
This is the start that Thomas Hammock envisioned for this Northern Illinois offense, is to be able to move the ball effectively on the ground, and then whenever they need to pass, be efficient in the pass game and get out on the edge. The box is heavy. Go out to the edge and use your numbers to your advantage like they did there for Biari Rogers.
First down and 10. Inside handoff. Down to the 20-yard line goes Wright. Just to give you some perspective about this NIU offense this year, averaging 14 points a game. 100 yards passing per game, 179 rushing yards. All told, they're 125th out of 136 teams in total offense, and they're 126th in scoring. But yet 1-1, and really hung in there with Maryland.
Yeah, they had a chance.
Holst will tuck it and try to run for it. He dives for the line to gain. They're on Manning. They're chasing him, but that's going to be good enough for the first down. I believe it's really close. Depends on where they spot him. They're going to give him the first down inside the 15.
Tackled by Manning after a gain of
Really good play by Josh Holst. Fooled everybody on the defense with the end-around keeper. Shavon Wright already showing it. RPO option not there. He tucks it, makes a great decision. Extends the drive for this Husky offense.
Just the fourth time this year the Huskies have been inside the red zone. 2 field goals and a touchdown this season. Fake the toss. Holst goes to the end zone. That one is through the back of the end zone. Good coverage by Mississippi State, trying to hit Applegate, the tight end. Manning was there step for step.
Yeah, and they've been looking to get Holst started better effectively on first down. 44% is what he's been throwing on first down, which is not good. You see another incompletion there. That'll be a focal point for them to continue to get this defense off balance of what they try to do instead of being statistically one of the run-heavy teams on first down.
Former walk-on is Josh Holst. Near side pass a little bit high. That'll be incomplete. And now you're looking at 3rd down and 10. Isaac Smith, the super talented hybrid safety linebacker, making a play. 3rd down and 10. Tight formation. 4-man rush. Holst gets it away. Pass is caught, but well shy of the line of game. Wright was there to make the catch, but he'll be stopped at the 12 by Dari Tillman, and that'll force a kicking situation here for the Huskies.
Good job by the Mississippi State defense, giving up chunk yardage early in the drive, but then in the red zone, firming up, keeping everything up front, and then forcing this field goal attempt on 4th down.
30-yard field goal attempt from Andrew Glass, who was 1 of 2 this year. Hit from 39, as long this season. Hammers that one through the upright. So 63-yard drive. Good start for the Huskies from DeKalb, Illinois. They're up 3-0 here on the road. Good look at Thomas Hammock in his 7th year, the former NIU running back himself. He's been here before. He has knocked off Georgia Tech in 21. They took a year off, and then in 23 beat BC, and in 24, of course, last season knocked off Notre Dame. So not uncommon for them to come ready to play on the road against a Power 4 team. It's their last year, by the way, in the MAC. They're going to move out to the Mountain West Conference starting next season in a football-only capacity. Mississippi State's offense ready to take the field down 3-0. Von Booth will watch that one sail to the back of the end zone. And we will see this offense take over at the 25-yard line. Blake Shapen completing almost 70% of his passes. Last week in just a half of work was 10 of 14 for 173 yards. He has 6 touchdown passes on the year, and he looks every bit the right guy for this offense.
Yeah, he's so comfortable. It's fun. It's fast-flowing. They get the ball up and down and then he utilizes his legs to be able to keep the defense off balance as well. It's a great fit for what Jeff Lebby's looking for from their quarterback.
Boy, he's got a nice run game to work with, but they'll throw here on first down. All day to throw for Shapen. He'll tuck it and run now. Blake will slide down at the 32-yard line. Maturowski there to get credit for that tackle, a gain of 5. Now Mississippi State, folks, they have opened up all 3 games with touchdown drives. Against Southern Miss, 57-yard touchdown pass. Arizona State had a 48-yard touchdown pass, and they last week against Alcorn, it was 75 yards. Blake dropped at the 30-yard line. Roy Williams. They got 2 really good defensive ends in Northern Illinois, Roy Williams and Jelani Williams.
Yeah, and with where the offensive line kind of mix and match has been, they're going to have to be really good and continue to give Blake Shapen time in the pocket.
So 3rd down and 5. 3-man rush. Coming near side. Devon Booth has the catch and a first down. Out of bounds. Across the 35 and the 38. Philip Maturowski will get credit for that tackle. A gain of 8.
You see Calm, cool, collected, go through his first 2 reads, checks it down. Booth does the rest to pick up the first down.
Hand off to Booth. Gets a couple of yards to the 41. Erweiler, one of their outstanding linebackers, 20 tackles, who leads this team. North Dakota transfer.
Erweiler after a gain of 2 yards.
Shapen comes near side. Brennan Thompson. His first catch today, number 16 on the season. Jasper Beeler in coverage, but that'll move the sticks. An 11, get a 12-yard pickup. Another little play fake, buys some time, and now we'll break out the left side, and he'll get it inside. Actually, they spot him back in the slide at the 46. Shapen on the year. You got to factor in sacks, obviously, with his rush total of 20 carries and 20 yards. First look today, Fluff Bothwell, the sophomore transfer from South Alabama. He has been a great addition in this backfield. They'll stack some receivers near side, ball on that far hash mark, and they'll come this way with it. It's back to Thompson. Breaks 1 tackle, can't get out of the second grasp of Jasper Beeler.
Shapen's pass is caught by Thompson.
Third down's going to be critical. Brennan Thompson, one of the fastest players on the roster. You got to know where he's at all times. You can't let him get behind you if you're Northern Illinois on defense.
How about 23.7 miles per hour? Unheard of. Here's Shapen again, trying to get that first down on 3rd and 5. And he'll be right at the 40. That's going to be a little bit shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, expect Coach Lebby to be aggressive here. And I thought with Blake Shapen diving forward with his head first, they would give him a better spot, to be honest.
The old muddle huddle and quick handoff. Goes to Bothwell, and they will spot him close to the line to gain. Erweiler there to meet him in the hole. The Huskies say they got the stop. Looks like they're going to bring in the sticks.
It's going to be close, David. It's right at the line to gain, it appears, from up here in the booth.
Bulldogs are 2 of 4 on 4th downs coming into this game, but it is, man, it's the naked eye. You can't really tell.
Here's where this benefits Northern Illinois. The stoppage in the game gives them time to get water, breathe, substitutions, and if the first down does happen for the Bulldogs, as it looked like, we'll see.
Oh, by half a football.
Barely, just barely. But at least you get a chance to refresh and get some fresh bodies out on the field without risking a substitution error. And same way for the Bulldogs, as they're already lined up ready to go.
First down, Bulldogs.
This is a long drive by Bulldog standards, almost 4 minutes to this point. Another handoff off the right side. Erweiler again, the first one there, but there are 2 and 3 white jerseys right behind him. Tough sledding between the tackles so far for Bulldogs.
And that's what this Northern Illinois defense is so good at, is being able to stop the run and make it stuffy in the middle where all the big dogs are for their defense.
Only got a yard. Shape keeps it himself, cuts it inside. Blake to the 20 and dropped down inside the 15. Excellent block by Seydou Traore.
It's a great job by Bothwell, faking it up into the gut, then getting out on the edge, and then Traore finishes him off on the sideline.
And off to Bothwell. Fluff averaging almost 6 yards a carry this year, 4 touchdowns to his credit. 5'10", 230-pounder. He just looks like an SEC back, doesn't he?
He performs like one as well, even though it's his first season here in the SEC for Mississippi State. He's performed admirably. He's done a good job in his young college career already being a factor.
Booth in the backfield to the left of Shapen. They'll get it to Brennan Thompson. Tries to turn the corner, cuts it back, and that'll be 6 for the Bulldogs.
Well, you talk about 23.7 miles per hour. Just get the ball in space for him to go do what he does. Devon Booth picks up a great block on the edge, and then Brennan Thompson does the rest. There's not too many guys in the nation that can keep up with a guy like Brennan Thompson as fast as he is.
Kyle Ferry's point after is up and good. Well, we don't see this very often, but a near 6-minute drive by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and it's capped off by one of their most explosive and dynamic players, Brennan Thompson, coming down on the jet sweep, being able to utilize that speed to get to the edge. Devon Booth picks up the block, and he puts Mississippi State Bulldogs on the board.
caramel toffee iced coffee for only $2.99. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Back in Starkville. It's easy to figure out where you are if you're just clicking around to have the volume up. It doesn't take long to know you're at Davis Wade Stadium with the Cowbells. But what we have not seen this year are drives like what we just saw. It's their longest touchdown drive of the season by time and place, 13 plays, 5:53. The previous was 11 plays, a little over 4 minutes. But 7th 75-yard or longer touchdown drive this season by the Bulldogs. I didn't know. So we'll take a timeout and come back to Starkville right after this. SEC football lineup continues tonight at 7:45 Eastern Time as third-ranked LSU hosts Southeastern Louisiana right here on the SEC Network and also on the all-new app. Our bonus game tonight, Sam Houston and number 8 Texas. That game will start at 8 Eastern. You can catch that one on ESPN Plus and SEC Network Plus. LSU Tigers have been dominating defensively. They've held their first 3 opponents to 10 points or less. Handoff. Goes to Telly Johnson. Gets a couple of yards. Deontay Anderson there to make the play. Brian Kelly, a little newsworthy this week. Got a little hot-headed at post-game press conference asking about his offense. But you know what? If they got a defense that only gives up 10, you don't need your offense to do much.
He came back and did apologize.
He did. He did. 2nd down and 7. Johnson stays in the game. Looks like Mississippi State wants to bring a little pressure off the edge. They will, and they don't get to Holtz, and the pass is caught. Gary Givens comes up with a big reception out near midfield.
That's what they're going to have to do, especially if Mississippi State's going to play tight. Got to break coverage, break inside leverage, and then make the contested catch. That's Diego Brumfield with tight coverage there, but Gary Givens giving him that stem off the line of scrimmage and then using that leverage to his advantage, picking up a first down for NIU.
A gain of 19 takes it out over the 45. Johnson gets a couple of yards. Brandon Jennings trips him up, the fifth-year senior, with his 12th tackle of the season. Well, this NIU offense, concern really was this offensive line. How would it hold up against this SEC defense? They've had to replace 4 starters on an offensive line. Obviously, they've been trying to figure that out, but so far, so good.
So far, so good, absolutely, Dave. They've been doing what they need to do. And a little bit of the play action helping them keep the defense kind of off balance on rushing aggressively.
Poe and Johnson in the backfield. They will give it to Poe. He's trying to stretch it out, and there's nothing but maroon jerseys making a wall, led by Travion Williams. A loss of 2.
Well, it's funny, we talked with Coach about who does this game kind of fit for the mold of who he loves to see defensively make plays. Last play, Brandon Jennings, a guy that's excited to play football and physical football, and there, Travion Bam Bam Williams making his presence felt as well.
Yeah, he brought and threw in Isaac Smith as the other guy that just loves this kind of street fight type of football game that Northern Illinois brings. 3rd down and 10. Pressure comes, Holst is hit, wobbly throw, incomplete.
Great call by Coleman Hutzler, bringing the corner off of the edge. Diego Brumfield provides pressure for Josh Holst. Telly Johnson does not pick it up. That's the guy he's supposed to block, and by the time he sees him, it's too late to get a hand on the ball. Typically, that ends up in interceptions. NIU's offense is grateful that they still have a chance to punt it here on 4th down.
Yeah, you've heard so many coaches over the years say it's not a bad thing to end a drive with a kick of some sort. And I think NIU feels that way, punting it away on this possession. Anthony Evans III, who is dynamic, had a couple of returns last week of 41 and 43 yards. He will catch it inside the 10. One man has missed. Now there's a flag. Going to be a block in the back. Fozzie, you're a return guy. You're really good at returns. When you would see, because it's right in front of you, right? And
oh, yeah.
As you're returning it, are you just like, what goes through your mind when you see that?
You honestly don't think it's actually a block in the back. You see a block being made, and you're like, oh, I can
return. Illegal block in the back on the return team at number 24. Half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul, first down.
That'll back him up inside the 5, down to the 3.
You're going to see right there, he puts his hands right on his back as Anthony Evans tries to get around the edge, and the referee is going to see that every single time. And that negates a pretty solid return and puts their field position inside their own 5.
The thing about it, though, you look at that, like, Evans was already by him.
Yeah, Evans would have broke that tackle,
yeah,
whether he pushed him in the back or not.
Well, just makes it a longer field for the Bulldogs. Rothwell in the backfield as Chapin stands on the S in the end zone. Just dropped by Brennan Thompson. Mississippi State has just dominated their opponents in the first quarter. Plus 45 coming into today's game. And they have scored now on 4 straight opening possessions. 2nd down. Rothwell over the 10 to the 11. Good run. Set up 3rd down and manageable. Muhammad Jameh there to bring him down. The Bulldogs get a first down here. You expect them to step on the gas offensively. Rothwell splits out. Chapin over the middle. That one's deflected at the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down, and the Huskies look like they're going to get the stop here. Here comes the Bulldog punt team.
It's a huge win by the Husky defense. That's something that Coach Levy wanted to work on, is this team being more consistent offensively. You go down your first drive and took 6 minutes to score, and then the second drive, you're 3 and out, backed up in your own end zone. That's how critical that block in the back penalty is on the punt return.
Bulldogs late getting their 11th player back on the field. Rogers back to return this one. Mississippi State going to use both punters today. This is Nathan Tice, the true freshman. Ethan Pulliam will also punt some today. And the execution not so good for the Bulldogs.
Delay of game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 4th down.
Well, they were late running a body out there. Boy, if NIU just makes the catch here, they're going to have outstanding field position.
Tice on the punt with the Bulldogs. Rogers to receive for NIU.
Tice on the year, averaging 37 punts. This is his 6th of the season. Oh, and he just boots it. It is a short one that's going to sail out of bounds. Talk about a short field. They didn't even have to catch it. Dari, that looked like one of your punts. What's going on, buddy? Thanks, Dari. You know I meant that with love. That was a 21-yard punt that sets up Northern Illinois at the Bulldog 27-yard line.
It all compounds, all from the penalty. Get backed up, then another penalty. And are you threatening already? Good field position.
Javon Wright coming near side, cuts it back to the 25 and a couple of extra yards. Churning out those legs. 5th-year senior out of Opelika, Florida. So that'll be the end of the first quarter. And boy, if you're Thomas Hammock, you got to feel pretty good about things. You have kept possession of the football, forced Mississippi State to drive it. You're down 7-3, looking to add some points to start the second quarter. We'll have that for you when we return. After 15 minutes of football, Mississippi State leads Northern Illinois 7-3. Moments ago, Morgan Uber caught up with Coach Thomas Hammock.
Coach, I just saw you pull your quarterback, Josh Holst, aside. What'd you tell him?
I said, we're going for a touchdown right now. So we knew they were an explosive team in the first quarter. They outscored their opponents 48-3. That's why we took the ball. Now we're going to make it a three-quarter fight, and we're going to see who's got more in the tank.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Huskies.
To the end zone on their first play. Give them 6. They went to Diari Rogers, the Division II transfer wide receiver, coming up with a huge catch, a 24-yard touchdown strike from Josh Holst to Diari Rogers. And for now, the Huskies have the lead.
Well, you heard Coach Hammock call his own play. We're going for a touchdown. Josh Holst does a great job escaping out of the pocket, extending the play. Diari Rogers brings it in for the touchdown.
And Drew Glass to attempt this point after. It is through the uprights. And how about this scenario? Northern Illinois up 3 on the road in their first ever trip to Starkville.
You're going to see Diari Rogers takes his route all the way across the field. The offensive line for Northern Illinois does a great job off the play action to give Josh Holst some time, and then he just needed just a little bit of space to be able to get him out of the slot, running the corner route. What a throw. Cover 2, beating it right over the head. Thomas Hammock calling his own play. Say, we're going for the touchdown, and they did exactly that.
Well, that was a close. I mean, if he got that foot in, it was by a shoestring. And obviously, replay had opportunity to take a few looks at it before that extra point. They deemed that was a successful reception by Rogers in the corner of the end zone. This couldn't have gone any better for Thomas Hammock and the Huskies so far.
Where you talked about the decision-making, even to take the ball from the opening kick. It's a game of chess, not checkers, right? It all starts with mind games and how they have to plan to play in order to try to win a game like this against an explosive, high-octane offense.
And recovered by Mississippi State. NIU trying a little trickery on the kickoff. Boy, kept waiting for that to take one of those huge bounces. Cyrus Reyes falls on it for Mississippi State. And they will have a short field to work with now.
That's a heads-up play by Reyes. You see there's a big gap there, which is why this onside kick was called. It just actually traveled just a bit too deep. Going 13 yards. If it had gone maybe 8 or 9 yards, would have been perfect. But Reyes does a good job of attacking the football and then protecting the ball and himself to give this Mississippi State offense good field position.
So many times you see some of those guys in that position turn their head, start to backpedal a little bit.
Yeah.
Reyes stood in there.
Got to attack it.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Handoff near side. Booth to the 45, gains 3 on the play. Northern Illinois has outgained Mississippi State 117-85 to this point. Booth bounces off a couple of defenders inside the 45. Maturowski here to make the tackle for the Huskies. It'll be 3rd down. 3rd down, and let's call it 4.5.
3-yard gain.
Stay on the ground with Booth. Second effort. Boy, he just would not be denied. Those feet kept moving, and he found just enough to move the chains.
Well, that's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of 3rd down.
Well, that'll slow you down.
Please reset the game clock to 14:01, 14:01. Thank you.
You're going to see you got 4 receivers or 3 receivers off to the left. I'm sorry, neither one of them on the line of scrimmage. The referees heads up on that, being able to call it. That's a critical mistake again that pushes Mississippi State back and negates a first down.
Bothwell now in the game at running back. So now you're looking at 3rd down and 10. Flip it near side. Anthony Evans the third. He'll be dragged down at the 44-yard line, closer to the 43, but now you're looking at 4th down. Devion Reynolds there with a nice play on the outside. So the Bulldogs going to go for it on 4th down. They just did pick up a 4th down conversion in the first quarter by a length of a football. Shapen stands in there, fires underneath route, pass caught. There goes Anthony Evans the third for a first down.
Decision making by Blake Shapen has been unreal so far. He's been great leading them, extending plays, and then getting the ball to the playmakers to be able to pick up first downs and touchdowns.
Shapen, they'll play fake, going to the end zone. Up top has a man. It is incomplete. A flag comes in. He was looking for Brennan Thompson. Jacob Finley was back there with him. Finley having a hard time believing that was PI.
Pass interference on the defense, number 3. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
Yeah, and Finley just trying to keep up. Remember, 23 miles per hour. Brennan Thompson has a little stutter, and then he goes. It's hard to keep up with him. Blake Shapen throws the ball where it needs to be thrown. Hands just a tad too early on Brennan Thompson. You can't get that left hand up. That's pass interference all day.
Xavier Gayton in the game. He comes back in motion. They give him the football. Gayton to the 10, inside the 10-yard line. A gain of 12. Now Bothwell back on the field. They'll send 2 receivers to each side. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Now Bothwell comes back in motion. They'll fake it this time. Boy, Shapen just had to get rid of it. This time you weren't going to fool the Huskies. Alvin Gully Jr. there to make a nice play.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 24 is in the area. It's 2nd down.
This defense was obviously ready for that moment. The last 2 plays look identical to each other. One was a run, the other a play action, and NIU was prepped and ready to go for that moment.
Bulldogs 11 out of 11 in the red zone. Can they keep it going? Shapen close to the 1-yard line. They'll spot him at the 1. Reynolds was there to push him out of bounds right before he was able to get to the pylon.
Here's that zone read again with an extra lead blocker. Traore leading the way, and Blake Shapen, he makes a smart decision. He could have extended that ball, but still got 2 chances to get in.
Dump it off, and pass is caught. Is that going to be good enough for the touchdown? Yes, it is. Seydou Traore. His 2nd touchdown grab of the year.
Traore gets rewarded just last play, lead blocking for his guy Blake Shapen. Now he gets an opportunity to get the reward. Catches it in physical. It's a drive that you look to respond to after Northern Illinois just went down and scored to regain the lead.
19th consecutive game played with a passing touchdown for Blake Shapen, the 2nd longest streak in the FBS. Rocco Becht from Iowa State has a touchdown pass in 22 straight games. Kyle Ferry will attempt the point after. Well, the onside kick kind of backfired on NIU. A short field, 48-yard drive, under 3.5 minutes, and this is how it ended up.
Traore catches it. Physical. Get rewarded, young man. Blake Shapen. Mississippi State Bulldogs retake the lead.
As we welcome you back to SEC football presented by Sonic. As you are watching the SEC on ESPN. Dave Neal, former Longhorn, Fozzie Whitaker, Morgan Uber down on the sidelines. In what is it's hot. I was going to say warm, but no, it's hot today.
There's no sugarcoat.
Yeah. A choppy kick that'll settle out of bounds, so a nice break for NIU. Mississippi State needed that.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball being placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Tennessee did their job today. They took care of UAB at home. I mean, just explosive first half. Mississippi State trying to take care of their business here to set up what would be a super showdown. Opening SEC game of the year for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, but that guy right there, Josh Ho, says, hold on, not so fast.
You got the Huskies
in the words
first.
of Lee Corso. Right. You got to go through us before you can get to Tennessee.
A free 10 yards after the kick goes out of bounds. Telly Johnson will start this drive in the backfield. Rogers goes in motion, but they will give it to Johnson, and he is met in the hole by Brandon Jennings. Talk about filling up some space, a loss of one.
Yeah, he and Nick Mitchell plug that hole. The heart and soul of this defense at the linebacker position. Cause the blitz. It opens up beautifully for Nick Mitchell to go and hit it head on. And that's exactly what linebackers love to do. And Telly Johnson didn't stand a chance there. Isaac Smith kind of cleaning things up on the back end.
Pretty dynamic duo there with Mitchell and Jennings for sure. Quick throw to the outside. There goes Rogers. Needs to break a tackle, and that is not going to happen. Look at 3 yards. And he is slow to get up.
That's Lanier and on the tackle on that last play.
This is timeout for a player injury.
The fifth-year senior out of Tuscaloosa. We will step aside. Back to Starkville after this. Brylan Lanier walks off under his own power, but you can tell it is an uncomfortable walk for sure, and this is what happened to him a moment ago.
Take a look. He's one-on-one with Diari Rogers, stands him up. Isaac Smith delivers that final blow, and you can see Lanier's not able to wrap that other arm around. It appears some sort of upper body injury that Lanier sustained on that tackle there.
3rd down and 7. Don Wright. Switch sides to the right now of his quarterback, Josh Holst. Right. Only gets a couple of yards to the 40-yard line. Now it's 4th down. Deron Manning, the first one there, and the Huskies are going to have to punt this one away.
Mississippi State defense does a great job of keeping that Husky offense contained. We've already seen one surprise trick play on special teams. Does Thomas Hammock reach into that special teams goodie bag again and try to pick up a surprise first down here around midfield?
Here's Anthony Evans III, an electrifying return man. He's going to win them a game at some point back here returning these kicks. Boy, this is an outstanding punt. Vukovic hammers that one down to the 10, down to around the 13-yard line. What a punt. That'll pin Mississippi State back. But they lead it by 4 at 14-10. Let's take a look at For the Win, brought to you by Sanderson Farms. Well, look around the SEC. Obviously, Florida. I don't know if it's a must-win in Week 4 of the season, but it feels like it's a must-win for the Florida Gators at this point. Garrett Nussmeier in this offense, I mean, it's been a little sluggish. Garrett not 100%, and the other thing is, can Arch Manning played a little better? We saw him last week, and it was just not a comfortable watch. I mean, he had 10 straight incompletions at one point in the first half.
Yeah, all these teams are looking to make a big jump offensively, and they're going to have to do so if they want to continue some momentum.
Here's Anthony Evans turning the corner out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 17. Boy, the speed and wide receiver for Mississippi State this year is going to cause a lot of problems for folks. Already has. Boy, watching Brennan Thompson on that game-winning touchdown against Arizona State, and you're like, is he really that fast? And the answer is yes.
And they have depth with the speed.
Second and 5. Going up top, has a man, overshot him. Boy, he was trying to hit Jordan Mosley. I don't know if Mosley broke that route off too soon, but he had a couple of steps on the defender, Dante Harrison.
Yeah, speaking of speed, Jordan Mosley had one of the big-time plays a week ago against Alcorn State. He's running a post route. Blake Shapen is throwing the go route. They have to get on the same communication page of what that route is supposed to be in order to hit on plays like that moving forward.
Going empty here on 3rd down and 5. Huskies bringing 4. Shapen forced out of that pocket. Lofts it up in the air, hoping his guy can make a play. It's incomplete. They were trying to hit Sam West, the tight end. No flag over there. Ty Miles in coverage, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Considering what NIU just gave up on the offensive side of the ball, they were equally as stout and good on the defensive side of the ball, and the coverage is tight by Ty Miles. If that ball was in play and catchable, maybe you have an argument for pass interference, but with it being out of bounds, there's no penalty on that.
De'Ari Rogers back to return this punt. He stands at the 22-yard line. First look at Ethan Pulliam. It's a tight spiral back. Fair catch called for and taken at the 15-yard line, and that is where the Huskies will have it. Down 4 here in the second quarter.
SEC Network Football is presented by Salted Caramel Toffee Iced Coffee for only $2.99. Live free. Eat Sonic.
Back at at Davis Wade Stadium on a hot Saturday afternoon. This Mississippi State team looking to do something they have not done since 2014, and that is start the season 4-0. It's been since 2018 that they started 3-0. First down and 10 for the Huskies. Little play fake, bootleg left. Holst will try to run for the first down, and he'll pick it up.
Holst on the quarterback keeper.
It's an upstart play for first down. Northern Illinois on the offensive front has proven they can compete a little bit with what Mississippi State has done. 10 points in the first half today, where they've been averaging over the season 4.5. Was able to score that first touchdown in the first half, first time this season as well.
Scored their first half touchdown of the year. Off the left side, goes right. He's running hard, picks up 8, maybe 9 yards. Hunter Washington over there making a play from the back end for Mississippi State, but clock moving, and this is what NIU wants to do, man. Get some first downs, chew up this clock, keep this manageable getting into the second half.
Keep away is important, and those two running backs, the 1A and 1B of Shavon Wright and Telly Johnson, they run hard, physical, and that's why they average almost 180 yards per game on the ground.
And Johnson in the backfield. He'll get the handoff here, gets a couple of nice blocks, and has the first down. He'll pick up 5. Jalen Smith with the tackle.
Tackle by Smith.
Starting to see Northern Illinois getting some momentum going. They're starting to pick up a couple first downs on this drive. And this is what Thomas Hammock wanted to see, right? First quarter, Mississippi State has that huge differential. Second quarter, now let's see what they do against this NIU offense.
Play clock. Dips under 10 seconds again. Corner blitz coming. They run away from it, but ran right into a couple of maroon jerseys. Only a yard on the play. But again, they're just chewing up as much as they can.
Tackle by Manning.
Saw those games next week. Notre Dame is at Arkansas. And how about the Razorbacks today? Talk about a punch right in the gut. Fumbled it. Oh.
Just won't go away.
Fumbled inside the 10-yard line. Looking for the go-ahead score. Second down and 9. Holst will tuck it and run, and he will get it to the 41. They'll start it, mark him where he started his slide. And now it's third down.
This is what has been difficult for NIU in third and long situations. Whenever they've seen pressure, it's made it difficult for them to pick up. I expect Mississippi State to give them an unorthodox look and provide pressure from the linebacker position or the corner position to get the ball out quickly.
They've run it 11 straight times. They're going to throw it here. Holst, long throw, pass is caught. There's Rogers with a great grab inside Mississippi State territory. That'll be a first down. Wright did a nice job in the backfield to help his quarterback out.
I talked about Mississippi State bringing the blitz. They bring the backside corner where they had success with Diego Bumfield a couple of series ago. This time, Shavon Wright, he picks it up and says, nah, not today. And then Tiari Rogers with the contested catch. That's where NIU has to continue to make plays of that caliber to be able to stay on the football field.
First third down conversion of the afternoon for Northern Illinois. And again, they're going to take a timeout here.
Northern Illinois, this is their first charge timeout of the half.
4:44 to go here in the first half. And the Huskies on the move. Gives us a chance to get an update. Let's get you back to Charlotte. Dari, what's going on, buddy? told you before the game, I just felt like that's one of those games that Hugh Freeze wins. It doesn't, everything's weighted to Oklahoma, but it just feels like that's a Hugh Freeze type game. It's a long way to go, but heck, they're hanging in there.
Yeah, the Jackson Arnold Bowl, as it's been dubbed.
Yeah.
I guess, I think ultimately the team that's able to control and possess the ball is going to have to win in that lookup. But it's been an awesome game. Dari giving us those updates. You know he's invested a little bit as well.
Yeah, something to do with Oklahoma. First down and 10 Huskies. After the timeout, they will quickly throw it here to the outside. Demopoulos makes the catch and lost the football. Who's got it? It looks as though Jamin Williams may come out of there with it. Or did the Huskies get it back?
Pierce Huskies got it back. What a physical play at the corner position.
Oh, Williams pounding his helmet like he thought he had the football.
Gracious, Javen Williams, young man. Forcing the fumble, almost gets the recovery as well. Demopoulos in the mix, able to come away with it. That's a huge miss.
Oh, yeah. He had it.
Yeah, he's there. Great play by that young man, though, being physical and forcing the fumble to begin with. Still a negative play.
Northern Illinois. This is their second charge timeout of the half.
Well, the play
This
clock
will be a 30-second timeout.
was winding down, so Thomas Hammock takes his second timeout. Slow things down a bit. .55 to go before halftime. Northern Illinois, I mean, they just need some points. Touchdown, field goal, they'll take either one at this juncture. Well, ESPN supports the College Football Playoff Foundation's Extra Yard for Teachers Week each year to celebrate great teachers across the country who have inspired so many of us. Nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. And Morgan down on the sideline, she found a great story regarding teachers.
Teachers hits close to home for Coach Levy. His dad, Mike, a longtime Texas high school football coach and athletic director at Andrews High School. And Coach Levy grew up in the field house watching the way his dad worked, the positivity he brought. And Coach Levy credits much of his own foundation, his culture he's building at Mississippi State to what he learned from the best teacher, his dad. And this sideline, guys, definitely full of positivity.
Yeah, great story there with the Levies. Trying to find some defense here. Stop NIU. Hand it off left side. Here's Wright. Flag comes into the backfield. That's going to be right in the area of holding. Jalen Smith, the former Tennessee Vol, making the play, but this one's coming back.
Holding on the offense, number 54. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot with the replay of second down.
Evan Malcor, the only returning starter on this offensive line, has a bunch of career starts. Boy, Manning limping off the field. Banged up on that play. The transfer from Old Dominion, first year here in Starkville.
Number 40 of the defense was injured on the play. Please reset the play clock to 40 seconds.
And Dave, for this offense, having two back-to-back negative plays from a penalty aspect, the fumble, it really pressures what Northern Illinois wants to do, because going vertical isn't truly where they excel.
How about second down and 24 now? Now it's time to be a little careful with the football. 3:39 to go. Dump it off to Wright and makes one man miss. Gets it out to the 48. But he's a long way from the chain. He's got to get all the way down to, or Northern Illinois has to get all the way down to the 33-yard line. So third and long coming up. Huskies 1 for 4 on third down.
Expect to see coverage by Mississippi State, keeping everything in front. You got the 3 safety look to be able to try to bait Josh Holt into a throw. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a screen play, something safe for Northern Illinois to kind of get the ball out of his hands and take advantage of the space created underneath.
Handoff goes to Wright. So now it's 4th down, and it's going to be about a dozen. To keep the offense on the field here and just take a chance on 4th down.
Nah, you got to punt this. Let the clock wind down. Try to get it as close to 2 minutes and 5 seconds as possible. And then punt it away. Try to pin them back within their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, where they spot it, it's actually 14 yards to gain.
Now alert jump.
Yeah,
They're going to try to hard count it here to get 5 yards. They won't run a play, I don't believe.
Play clock under 5. There's the hard hand slap by Holst.
Timeout, Northern Illinois. This is their final charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Timer, please
I don't
reset
even
the
know
game
why you
clock
just don't
to
take the delay game.
2:05.
Give your guy an extra 5 yards. Save a timeout in case you need it.
Thank you.
2:05 to go. You got the 2-minute timeout coming up. Well, this Jeff Lebby offense has been scoring fast and furious this year. You look at what they have, where they have ranked in terms of fastest average scoring drives this year. This team coming into this game was 9th in the country in quickest drives, just a shade over 2 minutes per scoring drive. But today, Northern Illinois has made these guys work for it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the hot and cold temperament that the offense has had that Jeff Lebby wants to see more consistency of. Can't go score fast and then go 3 and out the next time. Got to make it more consistent and repeatable.
Oh, punt is blocked. Bobbled snap. It'll be down by Northern Illinois at the 41-yard line, but that was an awkward sequence for the Huskies. Everybody's kind of standing around looking at each other right now. Like, what was that?
Vukovic drops the punt. He's not able to get a good footing on it. Mississippi State takes over from the 2-minute timeout with good field position.
Run back while you have the chance.
Thank you, guys. See you in just a bit. Mississippi State will start this drive with a handoff. We go under 2 minutes. And Fonzie, I was just asking you, I mean, is there a 2-minute offense for Mississippi State, or is it just their normal offense?
Normal offense, just without the check with me, right? They're going as fast as possible at all times, just changing up the snap count for tempo.
Shapen going up top, has a man, overthrows him by a step. Mosley down that near sideline, had a couple of steps on the defender, Jacob Finley. One of the few times you've really seen Shapen just let it fly on a deep pattern.
Yeah, and just a bit too far on that one. Obviously, you got to take a little bit off. Mosley had his defender beat Finley in that trail position, and a throw that Blake Shapen wishes he could have back, because that could have been a big game going into halftime for the Bulldogs.
Third down and 5 now. Shapen gets out of trouble. Can he get to the first down line? I don't think he's even near close to it. He's like 5 yards shy. Quinn Erweiler there chasing him down, and it's 4th down. It's 4th and 5.
Yeah, they'll take a timeout, send out the punting unit.
And Northern Illinois spent all 3 of their timeouts on that last possession, and now they don't have any way to stop the clock.
That's what you mentioned. Using that delay of game penalty would have given them 5 yards of space, but also a timeout.
So that will stop.
Timeout, Mississippi State. This is their first charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
43 seconds remaining before halftime. Speaking of halftime, you can watch the live performance of Mississippi State's famous Maroon Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now over on the ESPN app.
Are the people ringing the cowbells part of like the honorary band?
I guess they're making noise. It may be like me playing the drums or something. They're just making noise. Or any instrument for that matter.
Need more cowbell, Dave.
So, I mean, it's your first trip here. Has the cowbell lived up to the reputation?
It's been awesome.
Yeah. Pulliam, booming high kick. Fair catch called for around the 15-yard line by Rogers. And with 35 seconds left, Holst and company back on the field.
Yeah, Josh Holst has been really good making smart decisions, throwing the ball where it needs to throw in tight coverage, and then utilizing his athletic ability to get outside of the pocket, getting it to Diari Rogers. If the throw isn't there, tuck it, make a great decision, pick up first down. And these are the things that Northern Illinois must continue to do to stay in this game. And Josh Holst is playing very well up to this point.
Nine of 12, 86 yards. I think Northern Illinois just wants to get this one to the locker room. They'll take a 4-point deficit here on the road against 3-0 Mississippi State. They hung with Maryland 2 weeks ago. Had a week off before coming here to Starkville. They'll regroup, but remember this, Mississippi State will get the football to start the second half. So a good half for Northern Illinois. I think Mississippi State would like to have a few plays back offensively that could have been big touchdowns and just missed them. Let's head down to Morgan.
Coach, how would you assess the way your offense has played in this first half?
Yeah, just very, very up and down. You can't get in a rhythm, haven't been able to get into any kind of flow. We've missed on shots down the field, so it's hurt from being an explosive offense like we need to be. We got to get in here, clean it up, and come out and get a touchdown, start the second half.
What will you look to adjust?
Yeah, we've got to be able to connect on balls down the field. That's one of the biggest things, and then continue to do what we need to do in the run game to be in good situations.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a great first half offensively from what we have seen the first 3 weeks of the season. Blake Shapen, 6 of 12 for just 35 yards. Oof. Time to get to the studio for our Auto Owners Insurance Halftime Report.
The best traditions set a standard, a belief fueled by grit and a clear vision for the new. Get 3.9% financing for 72 months plus $32.50 bonus cash on $81.50.
Fans, each fall, the Mississippi State University Alumni Association honors some of the university's most accomplished alumni with the lifelong honor of Alumni Fellow. These individuals, selected by their respective colleges, have distinguished themselves.
It's halftime here in Starkville, Mississippi. The Bulldogs lead the Huskies 14-10. We'll be back with more action right after these messages. watching SEC football presented by Sonic. And it's the SEC on ESPN. On a warm, muggy day in Starkville. Northern Illinois not affected by the elements one bit, only down 4 after 30 minutes of football. Thomas Hammock certainly has to be pleased where this team sits. Now they need to stop right out of the gates as Mississippi State will get the football first here to start the second half. Dave Neal alongside Fozzie Whitaker. And Fozzie, not the offense we saw on tape the first 3 weeks. What's going on with the Bulldogs right now?
Yeah, they're just a little bit off on the connection between Blake Shapen and the receivers. They're close, very close. We heard Jeff Lebby say it right before halftime about being consistent and being able to make plays like they've made all season long. Expect that to be the focal point coming out in the second half of Blake Shapen making sure he gets one-on-one coverage and then placing a good ball to the receivers to be able to capitalize on what he's been so great at so far throughout the course of the season.
NIU came in with a great defense. Their numbers were great. They have held up to this point. Mississippi State averaging over 440 yards of offense through 3 games, but they're stuck right now on 148. Moments ago, Morgan caught up with Coach Hammock of NIU. And Morgan, what do you have to say?
Was all smiles. He told me he knew his team could match their physicality and toughness, but was defensively concerned with the speed of their wide receivers. He said, we've really contained them in our 3-high look, and they'll continue to do that, but mix and match it on third downs. He said, they're running the ball on us, and that's okay. And speaking of running offensively, he wants his quarterback, Josh Holst, to continue cutting it loose and to use his legs more. He told him in the locker room, remember, you're fast. As soon as you hit the perimeter, don't be afraid to use your legs and take off.
Well, we'll see how that all plays out. And we heard Jeff Lebby going into the locker room with Morgan saying they just got to be better. No rhythm. Couldn't get in sync. Missed some shots downfield. As you said, Fozzie, it's just a couple of plays that would have been home runs. They'll start things off. Bothwell, and a flag comes out late.
Here, that's going to be holding again.
Holding on the offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of first down.
Quinn Erweiler, by the way, the linebacker, made that play that obviously will not count, but he led Northern Illinois with 9 tackles in the first half.
Yeah, and you're going to see that arm and hand gets all the way up across the chest and neck area. He never lets go. They're going to call that every time as well.
Bothwell turns the corner, breaks a tackle to the 45. Erweiler hanging on for dear life there, grabbing whatever he could of Bothwell.
Just when you think this Mississippi State offense gets slowed down, you get a big play on first down by Fluff Bothwell.
Gain of 22. Shapen coming near side. Nice job. Matt Jarowski out in open space.
Picking up some extra yardage. Good one-on-one tackle in open field by Matt Jarowski. And great drive by Fluff Bothwell, getting stopped and getting additional 2 yards on that.
Quick throw. That'll be in a first down across midfield. Anthony Evans III making the catch. That's his 3rd reception. Ty Miles hanging on. Gain of 10. Northern Illinois making a substitution change.
The alert for a shot play here.
3-man rush. Shapen taking that shot and connects. Jordan Mosley out of bounds. Inside the 5, they'll spot him down at the 3-yard line, 47 yards.
Yeah, when the cornerback has bad eyes and he's sitting and squatting, Jordan Mosley runs right by him, and that connection that we mentioned they missed in the first half. Well, Blake Shapen made sure he doesn't miss it that time. 2 feet in, good in the NFL.
Booth driving toward that goal line. They'll spot him at the 1. Jarowski and Erweiler there to keep him from picking up 6. That, at least to this point, has been a Mississippi State drive.
Yes. Get the quick muddle huddle here.
Handoff goes to Booth. He's in for the touchdown. A 2-minute and 5-second drive to start things off in the third quarter.
The cowbells are ringing. The talk they spoke about at halftime seems to have hit home as Jeff Lebby got his team on the board again.
And it's out to an 11-point lead now for Mississippi State.
And it starts with big plays to be able to set up this touchdown. Blake Shapen play action, throws a dime right on the sideline to Jordan Mosley. You go muddle huddle very quickly, and Devon Booth, one of the most explosive players on the roster, puts Mississippi State up 7 points coming out of halftime.
In Starkville at Davis Wade Stadium, Mississippi State with a classic Mississippi State drive as they go 6 plays, 75 yards, just a shade over 2 minutes to start the third quarter. Hard to believe Shapen had just 35 yards passing in that first half. So the Bulldogs coming out on defense. Get an injury update, Morgan. What do you got?
State safety Brylan Lanier, his status was upgraded. He went from doubtful with an upper body to will return. And guys, I've seen him on this sideline. He came out fired up with his helmet on, just continuing to stay loose out here, efforting to get back into this game, and he will. There he is out there right now.
There he is, exactly, right on cue. Morgan told him to get back out there because she had a story on him. Right? You got to get back out there, man. It's your
Way
time.
to make it happen, Morgan.
Yeah. First down and 10 Huskies. Northern Illinois averaged almost 6 yards per play in the first half. And that will increase. They open things up with a catch by Rogers, who gets it near midfield at the 49-yard line. Manning runs him out of bounds. The first 2 games, they only averaged 3.9 yards per play.
Yeah, and getting Josh Holst outside of the pocket, utilizing his ability, and Diari Rogers, one of their best receivers on the team, showcases why he's dangerous with the football. This is a different Josh Holst that we've seen in the first couple of weeks.
Boy, nice pass there. Gets it to Telly Johnson. Telly cuts it back. That flag comes out at the 40.
They're going to get holding on the edge by the receiver. This play's going to come back by Givens, I believe it was.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
You're going to see thrown out to the side right now, and Givens just doesn't let go on Lanier, who was coming off of the injury right there. Just too much of the tug. Once it gets out of the framework of your body, you got to let him go. He doesn't do that, and it costs their offense tremendously, and he erases a big explosive play by Telly Johnson.
Boy, there is Manning. He was kind of caught up in the wash there on that edge. First year at Mississippi State, the transfer from Old Dominion. Had 85 tackles for Old Dominion last season. Leads him with 7 this afternoon. Wright and Poe in the game at running back. They'll have receivers split to each side near hash mark. Keep it on the ground, give it to Poe, cuts it back, and he'll get it to midfield and stopped right there. Smith and Lanier in on that tackle, and now it'll be second down at about 9. Boy, Northern Illinois, they don't like to truly huddle. They huddle like on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Save energy.
Got to be efficient, Dave.
Handoff again goes to Wright, and he's to the 45 of Mississippi State. Tillman there to make the tackle, but pick up a 5. So a manageable third down coming up. Looks like a penalty flag, though, at the 40.
Pierce face mask, I believe, right at the end.
Lee Hedrick will tell us what that's all about.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, and it carries an automatic first down.
And you're going to see the ball carrier right there. That hand gets up into that face mask right towards the end of it, right there. He's grabbing it as he's bringing him down to the ground. That was Zachary Tillman on that face mask. That gives a free 15 yards on the end of that run.
Yeah, ball sits at the 30 now. Holst to throw, going up top, has a man. Is it too much? It is. Oh, Givens had a couple of steps, but Holst just overthrew him. Kelly Jones was back there in coverage. Kelly's off to a great start in the cover game, but was beaten here.
Yeah, Mississippi State got away with one. Gary Givens catches Kelly Jones flat-footed, runs right by him, and Josh Holst, oh man, just throws it too far. Got to settle in and make that throw in order to be in games like this to give your offense an opportunity to score.
Run it left side, big hole for Wright. He's to the 20, that's a first down. Huskies. Hunter Washington bringing him down, but boy, this offensive line that had some question marks coming in for NIU, holding their own today.
Yeah, they're starting to feel that rhythm. They had it in the first half, and now you can see in the second half using that zone to be able to get Mississippi State moving sideways laterally and allowing Shavon Wright to be able to stick his foot in the dirt and then go pick up yardage and drive those feet and picking up another first down.
Red zone opportunity for the Huskies. First down and 10. Stay on the ground. They'll give it to Wright. Picks up 4. Brylan Lanier, the first one there. Shavon Wright, transferred in from Charleston University. From Florida, but went to high school in Atlanta at Cedar Grove High School. Was such a talented back. Led the state in rushing his senior year. He's had a unique route to get to Northern Illinois. But here he is, the fifth-year senior. Oh. That is how you play linebacker. Hibbler, the graduate from Louisville, Mississippi, transfer in from NC State. A loss of 4. Nobody blocks him.
Yeah, he's the read guy. Josh Host needs to pull that football. I'm telling you right now, Shavon Wright is like, hey, bro, you left me out to dry on that. You're supposed to pull and run. And that's the athleticism that Thomas Hammock wants Josh Host to do. Instead, it ends up in a negative play and swings the momentum back to Mississippi State.
Got the crowd fired up. Third down. Going up top, lofts it up. Could be picked off. I think it is. Isaac Smith with the interception in the end zone to snuff out the Husky drive.
Rolling on the field is an interception for a touchback. It's first down.
Going to see Isaac Smith plays this ball extremely well. He's expecting a deep shot. Here he is in the back in the middle of the field, reading the eyes of Josh Host. As soon as Host finds out where he wants to go, Isaac Smith makes the play. Toe tap in, toe tap swag. Turnover, Mississippi State.
Well, what an interception by Isaac Smith, who is basically the heart and soul of this group, making a big play when they needed it.
Yeah, and you can see the celebration, right? He's putting that drive to bed with the way he was able to intercept it. And there's the turnover. Cowbell going strong for that Mississippi State defense.
That's the biggest cowbell I've seen, for sure.
Imagine that ringing in your ear, Dave.
No, I don't want to. First down and 10. Bothwell gets the handoff. First down. Good block on the edge. Again, by Traore, the tight end. Pick up a 16.
This offense is rolling when the run game is rolling. That's what makes it so hard to defend. That's where Mississippi State excels.
Shapen going up top again. Has the speedster Thompson off his fingertips. Jacob Finley trying the best he can to keep up with this speedster who's been clocked at 10.18 in the 100 meters and was clocked at 4.3 in the 40.
Whenever you run the ball, it keeps defenders flat-footed, and that's how Brennan Thompson gets the step on Finley, and it hits his hands. That is not an easy catch, but one that Brennan Thompson can make. We've seen it before, and they're going to have to clean that up in order to hit on those explosives for the future.
Bothwell to the 44. Jasper Beeler trips him up, gain of 8. Bothwell averaging 8 yards per carry. He's up to 50. Actually 7 yards per carry. 8 attempts, 50. Boy, he is short a couple of yards. Erweiler again.
They've shown muddle huddle on these. Oh wait, new personnel. Kamario Taylor enters into the game.
Mario Taylor, the true freshman running back out of Macon, Mississippi. We've seen this a couple of times. They bring the 6'4", 230-pound freshman into the game in these situations. A little confusion by the Bulldogs as they'll send Aiden Williams to the far side of the field. 4 receivers. Now the tight end comes in motion. Here's Williams. Oh, he just bulldozes a Husky defender for the first down.
It's a large human being coming downhill with bad intentions. Get the lead block on the backside, and he lowers that shoulder. There's no denying him for that 1 yard to be able to pick up the first down for the Bulldogs.
Shapen's 6'1", 210. That's why you bring in Taylor at 6'4", 230.
They look a little different.
Yeah. They'll get it to Evans. He is tripped up at the 45 by Ty Miles. Gain of 5. Husky player goes down on the back end. The ball had not been set yet. We were talking to Jeff Levy about that, the new rule in college football. If a player goes down after the ball is set, it can be a penalty or a timeout, depending on what you want to do. He said it hadn't happened to him yet this season, and that clearly was not any sort of violation. But an injured Husky on the field. We'll get an update when we come back. Starry, that'll certainly change the dynamic of that game if Lenoris Sellers is able to play. I can spit it out. There's Booth. Flag down at the 45. Yeah, it was so clear that
Holding on the offense, number 87, 10-yard penalty with a replay of second down.
last week when South Carolina lost Sellers, it was such a deflation for that team. I mean, you could just see it. And there was still a lot of football left.
But it impacted that team. Obviously, the defense suffered from the offense not producing in the way that Sellers usually is able to produce. And it takes a toll on the team whenever you lose your leader in that fashion.
Not to discredit what Vandy did, though. That was a very impressive display on the road last week. Commodores got Georgia State tonight on ESPNU. Shapen is dropped back inside the 40. Matt Jarowski was the first one there. A loss of 6.
That's what we haven't seen from NIU on a consistent basis, is being able to pressure Blake Shapen in the pocket. Got a twist game on the right side. Matt Jarowski comes in and he's unblocked. Somebody got to pick him up. He doesn't. And then Gully cleans it up and gets the sack for this defense.
3rd down and 21 now. Shapen sees a little room to run. He'll take it. Shapen, first down. Needed 21, got 22.
Spit-down play by Blake Shapen, showing his athleticism. I don't think he gets enough credit for how good of an athlete he is with the ball in his hand. He showcased it on that first down there.
Shapen looking to throw here. Little sidearm toss. Not much work in there to Aiden Williams.
You're going to see Blake Shapen uses his IQ. You get a rush and a twist, man-to-man coverage, meaning nobody is holding Blake Shapen. You don't have a spy. Uses his speed. First down. That's what he signals for the Bulldogs.
Shapen now with 59 yards rushing. Give it here to Bothwell. He's to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and very short. Bothwell, big hole off the left side, driving inside the 20 down to the 16. Taking Muhammad Jameh with him.
Well, as you go quick, get fresh bodies in, expect the corners of the end zone. This is where you can see taking a shot for Blake Shapen on a play like this. The drive has been so deflating for this NIU defense. Got to take advantage, use that momentum right now on this quick muddle huddle snap.
Evans wrapped up immediately, got back to the line of scrimmage. Mark Hensley, the first one there for the Huskies. Boy, this is a long drive. We're approaching 6 minutes on this drive. Started at the 20 after the interception by Isaac Smith. Down goes Shapen again. The 2nd sack of this drive, and just the 4th sack of the year. That time Jasper Beeler gets him to the turf. A loss of 9.
Yeah, Northern Illinois is tired of letting Blake Shapen have time in the backfield. Jasper Beeler is called what we call a coffee house or a green dog, where nobody picks him up in pickup. He rushes and gets the sack and pushes Blake Shapen off of his spot.
Booth in the game at running back on 3rd down and 20. Give it to Booth. Booth, flag comes out. Booth cuts it back. He's to the 7, down to the 5. But this one's going to be coming back.
Holding on the offense, number 51, 10-yard penalty with a replay of 3rd down.
He said 51. Luke Work.
Yeah, right on that left side of the offensive line. That's what actually freed up. That's what freed up Devon Booth to get free. And right there, the grab of the jersey all the way down to the ground. And Mark Hensley's like, hey, you got to call that. And the referee sees it and actually does call it, which now puts Mississippi State in 3rd and 29, Dave. How many times have you seen that?
8 penalties for 74 yards this afternoon for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 29. Hand it off here to Bothwell and gets it to the 30-yard line. Erweiler makes the tackle, but now you're looking at roughly a 47-yard field goal.
A gain of 5 yards to the NIU 30.
Boy, it looked like they were just humming along on that drive. Northern Illinois steps up big.
Yeah, defensive body language was like, man, we need to get off the field. And they found a way to get that stop and force the penalty. And now this field goal attempt on 4th down.
So Ferry to attempt what they'll call a 48-yarder. Plenty of leg. He splits the uprights. 3 more on the board for the Bulldogs. They lead at 24-10. A drive that took over 7 minutes. 7:47. 50 yards on 15 plays, but a couple of penalties kept them from attacking the end zone. Well, obviously, you're looking at defensive coordinator Cameron Hutzler there, who has to kind of keep his defense ready with the pace that this Bulldog team goes. For more on that story and how they've adjusted, let's go down to Morgan.
Well, with the tempo of the Mississippi State offense, with the quick scores, the 3 and outs, defensive coordinator Coleman Hutzler told us in year 2 he looked for efficiency in the offseason when the defense is on the sidelines, and they combat it with how they use their Apple iPads. 3 assistant coaches sit on the benches with the players while the defensive coordinator position coaches are watching on their own and relay through the headsets what they're seeing. But guys, they've had a lot more time today with these longer drives for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a crazy day. They probably they've run out of things to say. They've been working on being quick, and they're quick, and then they got to sit around for those 6 minutes. I mean, their average scoring drive was just a little bit over 2.5 minutes, and they've had a couple of them. One was almost 6. That one was almost 7 or almost 8 minutes off the clock.
Players on the bench are probably saying, Coach, you told us that last time. Coach, you've already told us that. For coaches, though, that's the perfect opportunity because of how fast the transition happens to get to punt team or punt return team. Your linebackers and defensive ends and DBs got to go out on the field. Having that additional time to look on your Apple iPads really is a bonus in the coaching aspect to be able to get your point across quickly.
This was a defense that was nearly bottom 10 in just about every category last year, but boy, have they flipped the script this year with this group. 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. 3-man look for the Bulldogs. NIU will run it at that 3-man front. Isaac Smith coming up to make that stop. 4-yard pickup. Isaac Smith now with 6 tackles. Isaac came in with 18, has an interception today. Javon Wright in the backfield now. Boy, I tell you what, I love watching number 2 play on tape. Watching him the last couple of days, he is just I mean, he just flies to the football.
Yeah, I'm reminded of Jalen Petrie when I watched the way and style that Isaac Smith plays.
Holst complete. That one goes to Demopoulos on the outside, the sophomore receiver out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. That should be the final play of the quarter. That is a 13-yard pickup. Boy, it looks like there could be a penalty against Mississippi State's Hunter Washington. Did he take a swing at somebody?
Wouldn't be smart. Wait to see what the refs say.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense number 21, shoved to the face. That's the first unsportsmanlike conduct foul for number 21. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot and carries an automatic first down.
Wow, that's a big 15 yards for NIU.
Yeah, you're going to see right after on the sideline, he brings George Demopoulos
That's the
down.
end of the third quarter.
They're obviously well into out of bounds. And the tackle happens, and after the tackle happens is where we see get his leg thrown off.
So that's the end of the third quarter. NIU trying to close the gap. They're down 2 touchdowns. This is the SEC on ESPN. Bulldogs out in front. Northern Illinois gifted another 15 yards after the unsportsmanlike conduct as we start this fourth quarter. Nothing doing for Wright. Deontay Anderson making the play defensively.
It's a big drive for Northern Illinois, Dave. They're only down 2 touchdowns. They got to capitalize on their possessions here.
Dropped at the 45, trying to hit LaDon Bryant.
That was called caused by the pressure by Malik Silla being able to get into the backfield on a one-on-one, forcing Josh Holtz to get rid of it quickly and even knocking him down as a pressure, causing the inaccurate throw. Now 3rd and long. This is where Mississippi State try to pin their ears back and force Josh Holtz to be uncomfortable.
Third and 11. Hand it off to Wright. Right to the 40. Ken Jefferson getting some work today. Didn't know how much we would see Jet on the back end, but good to see him. The community college transfer they're excited about, but looks like the offense is going to stay on the field for Thomas Hammock on 4th down and about 5.
And you may see a hard count to try to get Mississippi State to jump and then run that play afterwards. I think they're going for it here.
4th and 5. Out route. Pass is caught. Is it enough for the 1st down? They're going to spot him inside the 36. The line to gain might have been the 35. I don't think he made it. Rodgers made the catch, but he's like a foot or two short. He's right in front of the line to gain.
I don't know. They may need to review that, Dave. I thought he was past the sticks whenever he caught that.
Short of the line to gain. The ball goes over on downs, 1st down.
They called him short, but I'm pretty sure they're going to review this. Let's take a look. Diari Rodgers appears to catch it right on the 35-yard line. Steps out of bounds right there.
Well, the review was upheld by the replay officials. And honestly, we looked at it 5 times during the break, and it's just so hard to tell where this football is. He gets the foot down, and if it's in his left hand, it's just not going to be there. It's just, I think the spot was probably correct. tough break. I mean, you're looking at the change. I mean, you just got to make sure, right? I mean, like, fundamentally, make sure you're.
Yeah, the route has to be just a little bit further past the chains so that whenever you come back to make the catch, you're still past the first down marker.
13:28 to play. Bothwell, this time he's held up for minimal gain. Bothwell been averaging over 7 yards a carry until that one. Empty look. They'll send Bothwell to the near sideline. Well, they are using the entire field on that set. Chapin's been sacked a couple of times here in the second half, scrambling out of bounds. Chased there by Roy Williams.
Yeah, Blake Chapin's going to look at film, and he had one. Traore was running down the right sideline, wide open, had his defender beat by at least 3 yards. If Blake Chapin could have saw it earlier, that might could have been a touchdown for the Bulldogs.
Chapin 10 of 18 for just 98 yards. Devon Booth in the backfield. We'll bring Ricky Johnson in motion. Now Ricky splits out to that Northern Illinois sideline. Pressure comes. Chapin hit as he throws. Lofts it up. Has a man. It is caught! Inside the 10, down to the 6-yard line goes Anthony Evans III. A huge play for the Bulldogs of 57 yards.
Phenomenal by Blake Chapin, changing the play, putting his offense in max protection, knowing he has the deep blitzer. One-on-one matchup, delivers a absolute dime to one of their best playmakers, Anthony Evans III.
So Lonnie Williams is the injured Husky back at midfield, but a huge play. Another deep ball completion for the Bulldogs. And just like that, Chapin up to 155 yards passing. We'll step aside for the injured player. Back to Starkville right after this.
SEC Network Football is presented by the Sonic Smasher. Buy one, get one free in the Sonic app. Live free, eat Sonic.
Back in Starkville, Bulldogs leading at 24-10. They are looking at a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. Mississippi State with 148 yards of offense at the end of the first half, up to 361 now. Blake Shapen, 11 of 19, 155, a touchdown, no picks, been sacked a couple of times. He's also rushed for 51 yards today. Play clock at 15.
Letting the clock wind down.
And with 5, they get to the line of scrimmage. Quick snap, Shapen takes it, working the left side, and that did not go well. It went well for NIU, that's for sure. Quinn Erweiler making the play. Shapen stopped for no gain.
That was a big hit by Quinn Erweiler. Showcasing why he's one of the best linebackers, not just on this team, but in the MAC, the entire conference.
He's up to 14 tackles today. 3rd straight game in double figures for him. Give it to Booth this time. Kicking it to the near side. That'll be a touchdown. Mississippi State 6 yards out for number 6.
Run game has come alive in this second half. This one spearheaded by Devon Booth. You get a counter read. Traore back on the edge again, and anytime he's lead blocking, Mississippi State has ended up in the end zone, and you get a dance by Mr. Booth himself.
Point after by Kyle Ferry. Is good. New score, Mississippi State 31, Northern Illinois 10. Now it's time for kind of a big deal, brought to you by Old Trapper, and we focus on Blake Shapen.
Yeah, well, he was challenged because in the first half, his inconsistencies and miscommunication with his receivers were off. You see Jordan Mosley and he on the wrong route. The overthrow to Jordan Mosley. Well, second half, Jeff Lebby said, we're going to address that. And they get an opportunity on the first drive out to hit Jordan Mosley deep. Well, the play isn't there downfield. Use your athleticism, young man, and showcase why you're one of the best. And then, how about this beautiful throw in the bucket to Anthony Evans III. That's what makes Mississippi State so dangerous.
Let's go down to Morgan.
Well, just before that last touchdown drive, quarterback Blake Shapen took some tough coaching. I mean, tough coaching from Coach Lebby. His primary message was, it's been sloppy. But guys, that's the maturity of a redshirt senior quarterback, really taking the coaching, taking the adjustments to put together their most complete drive.
This kick's gonna sail through the back of the end zone. You know, they've missed on 4 or 5 of those routes today. That one was executed perfectly. You said dropping the bucket. It literally was in the bucket.
Absolutely. With the defender in his face. Yeah. And I think the mechanics of that entire play, where he stops the motion, gets his offensive line and tight end to do max protection, expecting blitz, knows he has the one-on-one, and then throws that ball with the defender coming in his face. You can't get it any better than that, and that's the language that Morgan talked about. He and Jeff Lebby are speaking completely different than everybody else across the country.
11:18 to go. Huskies hand it off. Jalen Poe with a nice run. First down, NIU, a gain of 13.
For NIU, they've been able to run the ball effectively throughout the course of the day. But you always thought if they get behind, this is not the offense that usually scores at a fast pace to be able to get back in the game. So they're going to have to be creative and trying to get some quick scores to catch up.
Little play fake. Holst, he's going deep. Incomplete on the far side.
Yeah, you see Josh Holst having an opportunity. He just saw Blake Shapen throw one up into the bread basket. I thought that was an excellent throw there. Receiver wasn't able to come down with it. tight coverage by Mississippi State. Now it puts this offense in 2nd and long.
Coming near side, catch by Telly Johnson, and he is hit at the 47-yard line. So 3rd down, and let's call it 5.5, maybe 6.
Pressure has been the MO of what Mississippi State has done on the defensive side of the ball, especially on 3rd downs. They've shown it a couple of times, blitzing off the nickel linebacker position. I expect them to heat up Josh Host here again and try to force a bad play by this NIU offense.
Timeout, Northern Illinois.
Yeah, the Huskies were having trouble getting the right personnel on the field. Thomas Hammock not real pleased about that. So we'll take the break with him as they figure things out on a 3rd and 6. Back in a moment. Who's going to win it all this year? I think it's a wide open race for the national championship. 31-10 here, Mississippi State trying to hold on and go 4-0 for the first time since 2014. Batted in the air, and that one hits the turf. Trying to hit Yari Rogers. Hey, speaking of that, 4th and 6 going up, you sat through a mock selection thing this week. That had to be fun.
I did. It was actually really fun. It was 13 of us representing the CFP committee. And some of the things that we talked about was strength of schedule and how that new metric has changed, as well as the seeding. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I got a newfound respect for the CFP and their decisions.
Well, speaking of decisions, Fozzie, Thomas Hammock decides his only decision is to go for it on 4th and 6. From their own 43, pressure comes. Holst throws it up, nobody's there. It is incomplete. Boy, the Husky coaches over there on that sideline thought that their receiver was held up, but then it's gonna go as a stop on downs for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State's defense did get away with one there. As you can see, the coverage was pretty tight. Lanier maybe a little bit too tight on George Demopoulos. There's contact. The ball is in the air. Referees decided to let him play. And that ultimately ends up as a turnover, and Mississippi State takes over the football at the 43-yard line in plus territory.
Handoff goes to Bothwell. I'll say this Northern Illinois defense, I was curious if they were truly as good as the stats looked coming in. Only 2 games played, one against Holy Cross and of course Maryland a couple of weeks ago. But I mean, when they get in MAC play, they're going to be a handful now.
Yeah, if they can consistently play like this, spearheaded by what Quinn Erweiler has been able to do on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to be some problems that team got to contend with.
On 2nd down and 8, Sean Dixon steps in the hole. Not much of a gain, so 3rd down, let's call it 6. I think Jeff Levy, as you look at him there, got a little bit more than he bargained for with this one.
The physicality.
Yeah.
The physicality of the play is probably what stands out to me. Even though it's a 3-touchdown ball game, it's been very physical on both sides of the ball.
Handoff right side. Line to gain was at the 33, and they're going to spot him at the 36. Timeout taken by Northern Illinois.
Timeout, Northern Illinois. This is their second charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout. Timer, please reset the game clock to 8:05, 8:05. Thank you.
Time to talk about this week's secret recipe, brought to you by Bush's Grill and Beans.
Well, I think it goes to this offensive line and the running backs, as well as quarterback being involved in the run game. Blake Shapen showcases his athleticism. 7 different ball carriers handling the ball on the day. And this offense has racked up over 200 yards rushing, spearheaded by Fluff Bothwell with 98 yards and Devon Booth with 2 touchdowns on the ground. For as much accolades that the passing attack gets for this Mississippi State offense, that rushing attack is very potent as well.
Total offense up to 374 now. Remember, it came in averaging about 440. Looks like there's some lightning, perhaps. Well, everybody's kind of moving around over there on that Husky bench, like somebody just said, hey, get to the locker room, but our official Lee Hedrick says
Lightning is within 10 miles. The game will continue until Lightning is within 8 miles. It is 4th down.
Thank you, Lee. Everybody here says thank you. Let's play ball. Fourth down and 3. Bothwell comes near side, now back across the formation. They'll go that direction to Fluff, makes a catch. His hip helped him catch it, I think. First down, Bulldogs.
Right on time, too, talking about Fluff Bothwell being able to do it, not only running the ball, but also out of the backfield is one of the best pass catchers out of the backfield for this team. Fluff showcases that he can do it all and be an every down back at this level in the SEC.
Bothwell tries to cut it up and gets inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. And for Fluff, he just went over 100 yards. First time as a Bulldog, 5th time in his career. The previous 4 at South Alabama as a freshman a year ago.
You better believe Coach Tucker, Coach Levy, they all saw what he needed to get over 100 and said, hey, you're not coming out until you eclipse that century mark. A job well done by him on the day as he takes a breather.
Xavier Gayton in the game now at running back. Stands to the right of Chapin. Can't ball the tight end in motion, working that side. Here's Gayton, cuts it back. Gayton inside the 20. Jasper Beeler making the stop. Boy, you just wonder how much juice is left on that NIU defensive unit.
Yeah, and they've been out there for so long on this drive and in the second half in general. They've been out there for quite some time. The missed tackles start to pile up as Xavier Gayton makes Ty Miles miss and picks up some additional yardage to get a first down to push them inside of the red zone.
Now the Bulldogs just trying to chew up some of this clock as much as they can. We're under 6 minutes to go. False start against Mississippi
False start
State.
on the offense. Not all 11 players were set prior to the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You know, it's that point. A defining moment next Saturday in this arena, if you will, for Mississippi State. Now, I think a lot of people around the country curious.
Yep.
How good is this team? Well, they'll be 4-0 taking on the Tennessee Volunteers right here inside Davis Wade Stadium. Boy, nice little cut to the outside by Gayton, and he reaches for the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State. 23 yards.
They called him short, Dave. He's short. He's short. He's short.
They're spotting him 6 inches shy of the line.
He looked very close. His knee does hit the ground.
And where is the ball?
Oh, that's close. That the runner was short of the goal line. That play is now under video review.
See if we can stop it right when the knee hits the ground and see where the ball is, right? Oh, is the nose? Is the nose?
You can't tell from there. I think that's too difficult of a position, and it's very close. This is one of those, without definitive video evidence, they may not be able to overturn that, Dave.
Well, I mean, the nose would be hugging the line. Charles Polaris, spotter up here, he's like, give him 6. That's a touchdown.
Now, I'm all for the running back getting a touchdown.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
He definitely.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It is first down.
Charles just wanted a touchdown. You got to watch one more play closely for me. Gayton wanted it, you know that.
Oh, yes. He's going back out there.
He's got 1 on the year already.
For a running back, that's the worst thing that could happen, because now sometimes coach calls somebody else's number and you're like, wait, I got him all the way down to the 6-inch yard line, and then you give it to somebody else. So let's see if Gayton gets rewarded with the payoff here inside of the 1-yard line.
They give it to Gayton, and he gets in the end zone. It took an extra minute or 2, but he got his touchdown. Coach
Levy was high on what Xavier Gayton can be for this football team as kind of the third running back in tandem with Booth and Bothwell. And you see that offensive line is still making holes as Xavier Gayton gets into that end zone. And you better believe you got to celebrate when you get in there, young man.
Point after is up and good. 38-10, our new score. 4:31 to play. Don't forget Bulldogs right here in Starkville on Saturday afternoon, 3:15 Central Time kick. Then they're at Texas A&M the following week, take a bye, and it's at Florida, then Texas, and then Arkansas. Who knows what that's going to look like come November. The Hogs, just a tough day-to-day, boy. That's just going to be one that be hard to get over that one. But when you start thinking about quarterbacks, you've got two of the hotter guys in the league, perhaps next week right here in Starkville. Joey Aguilar, another big day today. 15 of 22, 3 touchdowns as Tennessee just blew out UAB 56-24. He might be the story so far for me, Joey Aguilar.
Oh yeah, he's been doing extremely well in that Josh Heupel offense.
Aguilar, of course, was at App State, transferred to UCLA, the whole Nico thing, and they switched schools. Nico goes to UCLA, Joey goes from UCLA to Tennessee, and it's just having an unbelievable season. And, you know, two guys that coached with each other, Jeff Levy, Josh Heupel, run very similar offenses. Man, there's a lot going on next Saturday right here.
The similarities will be there, the friendly rivalries, the ties all the way back to their college days. It'll make for a fun matchup between these two programs.
Levy, the former offensive lineman, against the former quarterback, Josh Heupel. Flag comes down in the backfield. Pass is caught out to the 34 by LaDon Bryant.
Holding on the offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot with a replay of first down.
Three-man rush. Holst airmails that one over everybody's head. Incomplete. Clock will stop at 3:58. It'll be second down and 20. Garrett Nussmeier will be on the stage here on the SEC Network after this one as LSU hosts Southeast Louisiana. Tigers trying to stay unbeaten and find a little bit of offense. We know their defense has been fantastic. They need to get in sync on the offensive side of things.
I want to see them run the ball.
Pass caught there by Kingsley Lewis. Also coming up tonight, you've got Texas, Sam Houston State in Austin. Anxious to see how Arch, if he can get it going, because things get real now after this week. Things get real for the rest of the season for the Longhorns. And you certainly want to be at least going in there feeling somewhat good about your offense.
Yeah, you're going to have to pick it up. Like you mentioned, we saw Arch. He needs a lot to fix it. Confidence.
Blitz comes. Huskies pick it up. Holst will run out of bounds. Another game tonight. Vanderbilt back in action hosting Georgia State. I think that one's on ESPNU. Diego Pavia continues his work. Diego, how about this comment he gave to Sports Illustrated this week? He said, I just wanted to come back to prove that, one, we're going to win the national championship, and two, that I can play in the NFL. I tell the scouts that I talk to, you want to win the Super Bowl, come get me. Diego Pavia.
That's the confidence Arch Manning needs to have.
Anthony Evans back to return this punt. Line drive, tight spiral, fair catch called for at the 32, and a flag will come in on that sideline. Is that another player being blocked?
Blocked out of bounds again.
Yeah.
Yep. Exact same penalty.
Kick, during the kick, holding on the receiving team number 19. A 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot, from the end of the kick. First down.
With 2 minutes, 33 seconds left, you would expect Kamario Taylor, and there it is, to get an opportunity to showcase what he can do.
Mario been in for one play this game and needed to pick up a 4th down and short, gave it to him, and just ran right over a Husky player and needed 3, got 5. So the freshman out of Macon, Mississippi, a 4-star quarterback, #1 QB in the state. Jasper Peeler chasing him down. He'll pick up 9.
Saw him yesterday at practice day. We want to talk about a fully grown man. We mentioned his metrics earlier, 6'4", 230 pounds. But when you see him in person, he looks a little bit bigger than that. He has that big, strong stature, the size that you want as a quarterback.
Well, 2-minute timeout. And as we hit the 2-minute timeout, need to mention that the Bulldog family lost one of their beloved members earlier this week as College Football Hall of Famer Dede Lewis passed away on September 16th. Was a 2-time All-American here in Starkville. Was SEC Defensive Player of the Year in '67. A couple of Super Bowl rings with the Cowboys, part of that doomsday defense. He'll certainly be missed by many. Lewis was 79 years old. Second down and a yard for Mississippi State. They hand it off to Seth Davis. First down, Bulldogs. Let's get an update from Dari. Well, it looked like a heck of a game in Norman for sure. Auburn holding their own, but Oklahoma a little much. Seth Davis, great story. Missed all of last year. Injury, ACL surgery, gets a big touchdown last week. There's Kamario Taylor around the corner and looking fancy doing some of those moves. That's 6'4", 230 right there, boys.
Obviously, he can spin it. We saw him throw a touchdown pass last week. I bet Coach Lebby is probably saying, hey, stay in bounds on that one. Just slide. Don't take a hit, but stay in bounds. Let that clock run.
Well, there's no doubt that next Saturday is going to be a real test for Mississippi State. Who knows, depending on what happens in front of them, they're on the cusp of entering the top 25. A couple things happen. They might even be a top 25 team next week. Obviously, Tennessee came in number 15 this week. Look, they will double their win total from a year ago already.
Yes.
Do something they haven't done since 2014. That's go 4-0. That team was ranked number 1 at one point with Dak Prescott leading the way. I'm not saying they're anywhere near that, but this is a different football team, and we will have a better barometer of where they really are after next Saturday.
100%. And it started with the lines of scrimmage. As you can see, over 200 yards rushing offensively and kind of holding that NIU offense in check, running the ball. I think that's where Jeff Lebby has really created the impact from year 1 to year 2 and the jump that we've seen from the Bulldogs by now going 4-0 to start the 2025 season.
Well, NIU gave them a fight longer than many might have thought. Got to find some offense if you're the Huskies, though, if you want a chance to win another MAC championship before you head to a different conference next season. But this one is in the books. 38-10 the final score as the Bulldogs put up 452 yards of offense, 300 of it here in the second half. They finally hit some big plays. They got some momentum. Let's go down to Morgan.
Coach, a physical game, never really able to establish the tempo that we're used to seeing from your offense, but how was your team able to grind this one out?
Yeah, I think at halftime the message was really consistent. Just go play the next play, control what we can control. So proud of our guys and how we responded in the second half.
Your defense with a second half shutout, what was their focus?
Yeah, just being able to get off the field situationally, being able to make the play when we had the chance to make the play. An incredible play by Isaac right there. Proud of that group and what they're continuing to do.
I know you'll take the time to dissect this one, but biggest takeaways an area of improvement as you look ahead next week to Tennessee?
Yeah, to me, it's still the penalties. We got to play cleaner. We had way too many penalties this evening. That's something that we've got to make sure we're cleaning up as we get ready for conference play.
Thank you, Coach. Congrats.
Thank you.
11 penalties for 100 yards, and that's not going to sit well with him tonight. Blake Shapen finishes 12 of 20 for 160. Bothwell with his first 100-yard game as a Bulldog. The final score, 38-10. Bulldogs go to 4-0 Tennessee. Next up, right here at Davis Wade Stadium. So for Fozzie Whitaker, Morgan Uber, the rest of our exceptional SEC Network crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Stark Vegas. Dari, take it away.